Hey guys, and welcome back. Yeah, right. Well, today I've got a lot of things I want to show off. A couple of knobs, rocket guy, this chappy, these things, and one of the things ticked off my list. I did the Gretchin and the runt herd, so they are done. They are actually a squad. They don't look super fantastic, but they're okay, you know? They've got enough detail on there that they'll pass as what they should pass as. I mean, some of the skins are a little bit but they're not going to stay on the field for very long, are they? I mean, come on, the Gretchin. They're not going to stay on there 2 minutes. So yeah, they're done. Then we have the combat patrol knobs. I finally got around to doing them. Yeah, quite happy with them. I did have to bring some of the yellows back up, like on the sides of the jackets and obviously on the jaws and the helmet and the top and the arm plate and the weapon on this one. But all in all, they are done as well, which is pretty cool. Probably need to do something on the skulls because they're just still covered in wash and look a bit meh, but they are definitely table ready, and I'm super happy with how they've turned out, which is great. Then we have this guy here, and he has had an extra bit of a tickle because of how he performed in my last combat patrol game. This guy actually killed a Space Marine Terminator in one shot. So yeah, as dead chuffed, me and my opponent were just absolutely laughing our heads off about it. So he's had some extra flames put on, some dags on his shoulder. He's got an explosion marker on his head to remember the moment. I've done my first ever lot of hazard striping, which is a little bit messy down here, but not too bad, not too bad. Then I put a yellow tint on the rocket for better explosions, and then some black tips just for the laugh, and then did the same on the ones on his back. So yeah, he's the best boy at the minute. He's my favourite guy because he did so well. So well. Super happy with him. So he can go back over there, and so can these guys. They can go back with the rest of their squads. Then I wanted to paint something to sort of challenge myself and see how I'm doing, how I'm actually improving the techniques I'm trying to learn and pushing myself, etc, etc. So I picked up one of the Gobbos and I decided to try my absolute best with him. First time doing spirals. I've never done smoke or flame before. I have even, if the camera will let it, I've even got the dots on the die to actually work and whatnot. Then I've done the striped candy cane on his hook, which is a little bit messy and not the greatest of work, but it's done. Painting snow was difficult. The light isn't helping as much, but I have put like a blue glaze in the footprints and sort of along the edging and this, that and the other to make it look a bit more icy than all the icicles and everything. Then the railings and everything in that tub and whatnot. And I tried to do the whole tiki box and then say teeth at the end of it, but I couldn't do it, so I had to just put brown lines instead, sadly. The baubles each had an individual glaze. So the one down here, the one on his ear, these two on the back. I had to mix up a glaze just to do a couple of baubles, but you got to do what you got to do. And the spiral actually goes all the way around. See? All the way around, and it connects. And I'm super happy with that. And also the flame, well, the smoke from the dynamite, I think, has come out okay. It's a bit rough on the top here. I think I need to do a little bit of something else with it, but all in all, I'm quite happy. And his eyes, I think, look absolutely outstanding. I think I've done a really good job. I'm super happy with him. And yeah, Don't drop him, beef. And yeah, he's come out really well. I'm super happy. I think my painting in comparison to how I was when I first got back into the hobby has vastly improved. Because if I just grab him, he's over here. Yes, he has had some tickles and whatnot, but that's the difference from this guy here, which was like the first proper guy I painted, and his arm always falls off, to this here now. So I think that's a pretty good improvement personally. So yeah, I kind of wish that I didn't actually top his yellows up and this, that and the other. You know, I wish I'd just left him all dark and dingy as he were, because then I know where I've come from. You know what I mean? That sort of business. But hey ho, it is what it is. Also, I've come to the realization that I should never have even bothered magnetizing this guy, because yeah, Mega Nubs come in 5s and you only run this guy with this particular thing anyway. You don't really want the blaster, which is another reason why it is still sat over here unpainted. Which is not good, but hey ho, it is what it is. So yeah, with all those done, I decided that I wanted to jazz up the last Combat Patrol game that I'm going to have with my opponent for a little while, and I wanted to have some proper objective markers. So I've asked him to make some himself, and I've made a couple here. I've got a kind of ammunition and fuel and power dump thing that maybe the orcs would be interested in claiming. I was thinking of putting a boss pole on it, but then I thought no, because it's technically something that's not claimed. Then I thought of like a bunch of sandbags and a weapon and a guard flag, you know, like a place to try to hold that failed. Then we have a crashed Terminator teleporter, and I've managed to put some smoke from that servo skull onto it as if it's like a damaged teleporter. So it's like a point of interest sort of capture point, and I thought that was decent. And then I put like a bit of an impact rim on it. Not amazing, but I think it's interesting at least. So that should be a fun one and hopefully easy enough to do. Then the last one here is this weird bit that I got with that Squiggoth cannon that I thought was actually a cannon. Then this bit I think is off of an old land speeder. Yeah, and then it had a gap in its cables that fit perfectly to the back of the skull. So I thought, yeah, mount the servo skull on it, give it like a access port sort of thing, and yeah, that's that one. Pretty simple, pretty basic. I just put like a sort of bullet hole sort of thing in the floor just to break it up a little bit. But yeah, that should be that one, and that's the plan for today, is to paint those little guys up ready for my next Combat Patrol. So yeah, let's get on with it. Let's get them primed. So in typical me fashion, my recording for painting these has absolutely failed, and the autofocus seems to be absolutely failing as well. Any joy? Any joy? No. I really don't like this camera. It just does not want to play ball. Right, there we go. Okay, so he is just basically a servitor on there. I did him all grey, dry brushed him in silver, picked out red on his cable, did his skull, dry brushed the base brown, and then it had a good coat of rattling grime on it. So very simple, very quick, very easy, very fun. Then same with this, picked out some reds, picked out some extra details on this. Same sort of thing, rattling grime. I made a mistake with sand on this thing. I shouldn't have put it on the bags, but it's fine. So yeah, just rattling grime to make it look a bit battle damage, but this way it looks really, really bad. I may change that at some point because I don't like this. Yeah, there's no sort of blend. Because I was painting it like that, I couldn't really tell. I should have just tilted it and held it better, but I couldn't because everything was wet. And I didn't want to smudge it all, but yeah. that one is what it is. Then the last one is this teleporter here. It's rather dull. My light again does not help the situation. Yeah, the blue is quite dull. The skull's okay. The smoke is really, really rough, but it serves its purpose. It looks okay from a distance, and it's a good little objective marker. Now I'm going to chuck some photos on screen of my opponent's objective marker, looking very, very cool next to mine. Really appreciative of him actually doing one. It's absolutely fantastic. Dead chuffed that he did it, so very, very happy. But also I twitched when I got home whilst holding the box with the entirety of my combat patrol, and this is the results. Yeah, he got completely snapped, so he was broken, and the other guy has lost his head, and I literally cannot find it anywhere. I have ripped my kitchen to pieces. I've hoovered up maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and then looked through the hoover remains every single time. I can't find his head, so he's probably just going to have to get a head grafted on him at some point, or we'll just call him Headless Joe or something like that. I don't know. And then, yeah, we're back here now with this guy. One shot, one kill. Again, he shot something and killed something. His first go. He's absolutely on fire, this lad. He's doing fantastic. I'm dead chuffed with him. So I may have to start putting a little tally or something on him, like put 2 lines just on the back, you know, like a hash sort of thing. Hash tally, whatever you call it. But yeah, he's done fantastic. And here is the headless guy. Yeah, completely gone. I knew I hadn't glued some of them fully. I can't remember which ones it were, but hey ho. And then the Dreadnought, I have really grafted this on extra hard. There's green stuff on there, there's sprue goo, there's a ton of super glue, and I'm hoping that this is strong enough, but his pose is different. He is slightly angled down, as you can see by the rocket, but the rocket has been bent, so maybe just adjusting the rocket will help it out. But yeah, aside from that, I think he's okay, which is cool. Yeah, I'm really going to have to paint him at some point, but for now he's fixed, he's sorted, objective markers are done, and as you can see here, I have 6 bases, because if I swing my camera all the way around my desk, yes, you can see my bright yellow Crocs and my bin and my leg, that's my side desk at the minute. That's a lot of bikes. That's a lot of bikes. Then we've got the Forge World ones down here as well. So they're all, yeah, these guys. Yeah, there we go. So we can see all them. This is what I am working on now. I do need to do 3 more bases for the Forge World guys, but I'm thinking of doing something a little bit more interesting. Yeah, a little bit more interesting than just flat cork bases. But these guys, it's going to be a really big challenge for me, and I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it. As you can see, some are red, some are black, some are whatever, from me being undecided on what I was going to do. Now, I'm thinking of doing undertones in red and hitting them with the yellow inks, getting them really super garish, but then I'm thinking of going back over the bits that I want to not be yellow with grey primer and working up normally from there. I think that's going to be the plan. But anyway, that will all be in next episode. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this one. It's been a bit more of an update and more of a seeing where I am skills wise, which is nice. And yeah, I'll see you all at the next one. Don't forget to take care of yourselves, and goodbye.